Hey, good evening, everybody. It's Steve with Real Progressives, and the unfunny thing about our situation is that we don't really have a plan for where to go forward from here. I think everybody is chasing after, some form of comfort in whatever way they can get a hold of it. And unfortunately, many of the forms of comfort are around just saying things and doing things that have no merit whatsoever. And so as somebody who comes out here every night trying to tell you about what I think and what I know, let me just first acknowledge that our election system is so fucked up. The idea of reforming it with the people that are in office is almost hilarious. It's almost hilarious. We would really require a massive movement of people that could act in unison against this in one fell swoop. That's not going to happen right now, unfortunately. There's too many people that are willing to fall for the Democratic Party once again, fall right back into the thing. The Democratic Party has been doing this for a long time. They know what they do. They screw up. They really, really screw up. And they make it so that you and I feel like we've got nowhere else to go. They give you a token to make you think that they're listening, and they go right back to exactly what they were doing 5 minutes prior. So there's no hope on the Democratic front. I don't care what people say. I don't care what Bernie's doing. I don't care what the Justice Democrats are doing. I don't care what any of them are doing. I really don't. I've seen this happen over and over again, and it never changes. Ever changes. So our next thing is looking at the Green Party. The Green Party really doesn't have a whole lot of power right now. The Green Party is still mired in a lot of myths, and it's still mired in a lot of legends, and it's still mired in a lot of strange behavior that is just counterintuitive to wanting to join up with them and wanting to see the things that they push for come to fruition. You realize that the Green Party still doesn't have a cogent way of working through issues. They literally are telling us that they support positive money AMI, and they are unable to explain what positive money AMI does. They just throw up a link and say, this is what our official policy is. You can't do anything with that. And of course, you've got the Republicans who are a non-starter because they aren't in any way, shape, or form progressive in the least. And then you have the LOL libertarians that just want to destroy the fucking country. And then you have the frickin' independents who keep bumping into each other and running in circles who don't have a clue on which way to go. So guys, this is not a party situation. This really isn't a party situation. This really comes down to a movement. It really requires a movement that is focused on a couple key items. A couple key items that we can make action on today. And if you don't realize that it requires action, not party loyalty, not party allegiance, but action, actionable issues that you and I can both take action on today. If you don't understand that we have to take action and not just be part of some freaking like bullshit, gang or party or whatever the fuck it is that the Democrats portrayed themselves as, or even the Green Party, right? I'm watching Eric L. Bloss try to pull together something with the Progressive Independent Party. I'm watching Nick Branya trying to pull together something with the Draft Bernie for a People's Party. But I'm also looking at people who are just jumping from here and jumping to there. And what happens if we get these people that we like and we love to get them into office and they have not learned economic truths? What happens when we get them into office and we don't have the infrastructure in place to be able to actually bring them into the fold and help support them? What happens if all we have is a bunch of angry people and they're not educated to ask for the right things? What happens? Right now the loudest voice gets the most love, and that is a very, very scary prospect, folks. That is a very, very scary prospect. Right now, we have a situation where nobody in the Democratic Party, including Bernie, sadly, including Bernie, the things that Bernie has been saying lately make me feel despondent. Make me feel like, who the hell is this man? Red baiting, talking about Russia? Bernie, you're better than that. Stop it. And quite frankly, I don't know which way to go. I really don't. So I am just pressing forward. Hear me when I say this. I am just pressing forward on economic issues. I need to educate the world on economic issues from all over the world, because our economic issues directly impact Australia. Our economic issues directly impact Africa. Our economic issues directly impact Mexico. They directly impact Canada. They directly impact England. They directly impact Greece. They directly impact Puerto Rico and every other frickin' state in the nation. So you want to talk about something that we can do, and we can do now. That is educate one another so that when 2018 comes around, that we know what the hell we're asking for. So that we demand. Because I'm telling you right now, I don't see any real leaders out there. I don't see anybody out there actually doing something meaningful. Chasing after heart attacks with Band-Aids isn't going to get it done. So tonight, I have Ajamu Baraka on with me, and Ajamu Baraka is one of my favorite politicians out there. He's an activist first, and I'm going to speak to him quite directly, and I'm going to ask him point blank how we can get people to step forward into economic reality so they understand the impact of bad economics on the minority communities, not just in America, but around the world. Economics is destroying people. It's destroying families. It is destroying everything. Everything is tied to economics, yet I cannot get the TYT folks to talk about economics. I can't get the cows of the world to talk about economics. I can't get anybody to talk. They would rather talk about the deep state. The deep state. Well, what are you going to do about the deep state? You going to write a novel about it? What are you going to do? You going to write a novel about the deep state? You're going to make a few dollars writing some paperback novel or some PDF that gets downloaded on Kindle? What are you going to do about the deep state? Tell me what you're going to do about the deep state. Seriously, tell me what you're going to do about the deep state. Not a thing. You're going to only have a chance to do something about manageable economics. You can force and demand that they act in our interest. You can demand they act in our interest. As of right now, these people still believe taxes fund spending at the federal level. Every one of them that says that is a murderer by proxy. Every single one of them that believe federal taxes fund spending is a murderer by proxy. Taxes are deleted from the system. That's it, nothing more. They save for inflation. We have enough money right now to fix every water situation in America. There should be no more Flints. There should be no more problems whatsoever. Every minority area in the entire country should have a federal job guarantee today. There should be no reason anyone is in poverty whatsoever. This is all manufactured. It's political will, and it is conservatism, not just in the Republican Party, but in the worthless, lying Democratic Party. Never, ever forget that. I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives saying have a wonderful night. See you tonight with Ajamu Baraka. Have a great night.